Mike Evans, who, we talked about Godwin the other day. Mike has battled obviously through hamstring, ankle, played hurt, maybe shouldn't have played a few times.
Yeah.
His numbers, his touchdowns, he could set a record for that. But he also, I guess still within range of another 1,000-yard season. What are your thoughts about how he has maybe sacrificed some of his stats for doing some things to help you win?
Yeah, Mike's all about winning. And I've been around a lot of great receivers. Can't say I've ever been around one as unselfish as he is. He just wants to win. And, obviously he's played really hurt a couple of ball games. He had no business being out there, but I couldn't get him off the field. I had to fight him to get him off the field. So, I love he and Chris. They set a tempo in that room. It's great for young players to watch and learn from.
Thanks, Coach.
You bet, Rick.
All right, we'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, I didn't know if you had any update on Jamel Dean. I know he practiced yesterday, and you said that he was I think he still had to be cleared from the concussion protocol. I think he was going to get tested yesterday.
Yeah, he cleared the protocol, but he had a very, very sore groin, so he did not practice today.
Gotcha.
Hopefully we'll get him healed up.
And I understand Chris Godwin wasn't out there either, and I know that he underwent that procedure yesterday. Was this planned for him not to practice today too?
Oh, yeah. There's no way with that finger having the pins taken out, I was going to let the ball touch him. He went through walkthrough and caught one upside down backwards, but
oh, wow.
No, he's not going to catch any balls till Friday.
Okay. Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
All right, we'll go over to Greg Allman.
So I just want to ask you about Gronkowski. I don't know what your expectations were for him in terms of production or where he might be compared to the high level he played at before he retired. I just want to ask you about his production and how much more you guys will look to him in this last month.
He just continued to do what he's doing. He's playing really well for us, blocking well, catching the ball, getting open, just continuing to grow in the offense. And, I think everybody's numbers are being shared. So one guy's production isn't going to be as great, maybe it has been in the past when there were no other guys. Right. So we got a lot of guys, and hopefully they'll all have production, and the numbers won't be as great, but they'll be really good production.
Sure. Thank you.
You bet.
All right, we're going to go over to Scott Reynolds. Any Minnesota media on the call? Please raise your hand. We'll go on you next.
Hey, Bruce, to kind of pick up on what Rick was saying about Mike Evans, he needs to reach, or I guess average just under 100 yards per game to finish with 1,000 yards for 7 straight seasons, which would be a record. I know the focus, rightly so, is on winning and getting to the playoffs, but does that fall anywhere on the to-do list in terms of priorities? Mike having a couple of big games probably help you guys down the stretch.
There's no doubt about that, but again, you can't force it to him. We've moved him all over the place, and hopefully, again, he'll be productive and continue to get touchdowns, and hopefully, it'd be great if he gets 1,000. That's meaning we're something doing really, really good. So, but it's not the ultimate goal. Ultimate goal right now is to win every game.
Sure. And then, can you speak to the season Alex Kappa has had? Really making some strides here in his second full season as a starter at right guard.
Yeah, he did a great job in the offseason building his strength. He has a great understanding of what he's trying to do out there. He's a good communicator. He's helped Tristan a ton playing next to him because he is such a good communicator, and has made a really nice jump from year 1 to year 2.
Thank you, Bruce.
You bet.
All right, we're going to go to Kevin O'Donnell. For any Minnesota media, please raise your hand if you'd like to get a
Hey, Bruce, I know with so many big names on your defensive line with JPP and Ndamukong Suh and Shaq, one guy maybe gets overlooked a little bit is William Golston. Can you talk about the year he's having? I read where he's winning. I think he's in the top 10 in the NFL and winning his battles.
You talking about Will Golston?
Will Golston, yes.
Yeah, man, he's playing great. And, it is. He's played really, really solid for 2 years. And this year he's been a very, very disruptive, great leader in the room. We do have some really good quality guys over there, and some guys have bigger reputations, but I don't know if any are playing better than he is.
Defensively, where do you think this team needs to improve down the stretch here?
Starting faster. Not waiting to make our adjustments at the second half, and just starting faster and matching the intensity of the other teams.
All right, we're going to go to Chris Thomason.
Hey, Coach, just your impressions on how Kirk Cousins has looked in recent games for the Vikings and kind of the resiliency that he has. I mean, he's had some turnovers returned for touchdowns in recent games, but then he picks himself up and then leads the team to victory in recent games.
Yeah, I love the guy. He's tough. He's a competitor. He's a gym rat. He loves the game, and I don't think anything shakes him up. And it's going to be a 60-minute battle with him. One or two plays isn't going to deter him in any way. So yeah, we have all the respect in the world for him.
All right, we'll go over to Craig Peters.
Hey, Coach. Thanks so much. Just wanted to ask about your ability to create pressure on quarterbacks without sacrificing against the run, and then your prep work going against what you see from Dalvin Cook. Thank you.
Yeah, I think it's a fine line when you think you're going to pressure the quarterback, but you got to have gap control when you are blitzing to make sure that he doesn't get out. And if once he breaks it, it's usually going to the house. So we have to have great gap control, great discipline when we're blitzing and when we're not blitzing.
All right, we're going to go to Steve Isbitz.
Coach, do you think Antoine Winfield has hit any kind of rookie wall? And if so, do you think this bye week really helped him?
Yeah, I joked about it with him the other day, but no, I don't. He's been more and more prepared than most rookies for the length of the season. And but yeah, no, I don't see it at all in his practice habits or his gameplay.
And last week, linebackers coach Larry Foote said Tristan Wirfs is the most impressive rookie offensive lineman he's ever seen, and he called him an all-pro right now. Is that your assessment of Wirfs, and is that how your offensive staff feels?
We're very, very, very pleased with his play, his ability to take the top guys and block them, and he's doing every single thing we could ever ask for a rookie to do. It's amazing. And Larry played a long time and played against a lot of good players, but so that's a high quality praise for him.
All right, we're going to go to Mark Craig. Mark, you have to be unmuted.
Yeah, Bruce, just wonder what your when the whole Brady thing came about, your expectations at his age, playing in your offense, and what you've experienced so far. Just what's it been like? Expectations to experience.
I mean, it's been fantastic from day one. Getting him here, watching him prepare and help young players get better. He's a joy to coach, and he's a fantastic competitor, and I love that about him. And he's been there and done it, and he's helped so many of our guys who haven't believed that they can, and that's a huge part of it. And couldn't ask any more out of him.
Are you able to think longer term with a guy? I mean, 43. He said he wants to play to 45. Are you think long term when you a guy like that?
I don't see any drop at all. And I've had some veteran guys that needed Wednesdays off, and he's not one of those guys. And he's amazing that way, and how he takes care of himself. And he's helped a lot of young players learn about taking care of themselves also.
Okay, we're going to have time for a few more. We're going to go to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach, we've talked a little bit already this week about your desire for your offense to get off to faster starts. Is there anything you can do in particular for those first, 15 or so plays, the ones that are scripted? Does that get even more frustrating, the fact that maybe the execution on those isn't where you'd like it to be?
I think big thing is third down's been a problem. So one of the ways to fix it is make first downs on first and second and stay the hell out of third down. But when we do have third down, manageable third downs, because knock on wood, we've been playing pretty penalty free, that we convert those third downs and keep the chains moving to get that rhythm. Because when we get in the rhythm, we're pretty good.
Thank you, Coach.
You bet.
All right, we're going to go to Rick Stroud and then close out with a question from Sarah Walsh.
Bruce, if you remember back when Dalvin Cook was coming out, I mean, here's a very productive running back at Florida State. You surprised he lasted as long as he did in the draft, and was that mostly just off-field concerns at the time?
From what I remember, we had high grades on him, and he could do everything. There's been some really good backs come out of Florida State in the last few years, and he was what we had as a can't miss guy. Now, whether he could do it off the field, that's the same question you have with every single one of these young guys anymore.
Yeah.
Can they handle it off the field? He's done a great job.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, we'll close out with a question from Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Coach, something you said just struck me when you were talking about Brady and how he gets these guys to believe because he's been there and done that. Over your years of coaching, can you just talk about the difference of, if you don't have a guy like Brady, as a coach, you can say it and you can try to get guys to buy in, but the difference in having a player do that part for you, have you seen that be a difference on teams maybe you didn't have somebody like that as opposed to when you do have someone like that?
There's no doubt about it. And I've been very, very fortunate about some of the best quarterbacks that all have that. Every single one I probably ever coached have had that ability. Peyton, Ben, Andrew Luck as a rookie was amazing. Tom, Timmy Couch, Kelly Holcomb, every one of those guys that were successful, when they got in the huddle, they had the ability to make everybody believe this is the best play that's going to be called and run. And then